Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear friends, today we're going to learn one of the sutta from the numerical discourses, book of 9, Koṭṭhikasutta. In this sutta, we will going to learn what is the purpose of Supreme Buddha's Dhamma, or as we are practicing Dhamma, what should be our purpose? It is mentioned here, there are several different purposes the people keep in their mind when they practice the Dhamma, and what is the best one, what is the one that noble one likes. We're going to learn of that. It is from numerical discourses in Bhikkhu Sujato's book. It's 9/13th numerical discourses with Koṭṭhita. Atakho ayasma mahakoṭṭhiko yenayasma sariputto tenupa sankami. On one occasion, the Mahakoṭṭhita Bhante, another fellow monk, he visited to Sariputta Bhante, and then Upasankamitva ayasmanta Sariputtam Sariputtena Sadding Sammodi. So after he came, they had a casual talk that Bhante, how are you doing? How's your health? And how's your practice going on? Those all the casual talk, conversation, the greeting and polite conversation they had. After this, finishing this conversation, Mahakoṭṭhita Bhante, the Bhante asked to Sariputta. He asked Sariputta, what did he ask? Kinnuko so Sariputta, Reverend Sariputta, yang kammang ditta dhamma vedaniyang tang me kammang samparaya vedaniyang hotuti. The karma, what we are today enjoying, or today we are experiencing today, that karma to come into the next life or the coming births, I want this result of this karma, or this karma that I am enjoying today, whatever feeling it gives, I want to experience in next life. Is it the purpose? Etassa atthaya bhagavati brahmacharyam musati iti. Is it the purpose that you are practicing Supreme Buddha's Dhamma in his dispensation? No, Hidanga also. Sariputta Bhante replied, no, it is not the purpose. It is not that I am practicing. So we see that today what we are feeling, today whatever the happiness, pleasure what we have, and then we have this feeling that, okay, if I keep practicing the Dhamma, then for the next life also I will have the same thing. So that is the purpose. So today what we have, and tomorrow also we want that thing. For the lay devotees, this can be easily acquired. This can be one of the purpose of the practicing Dhamma. But for enlightened, but for the person who wants enlightenment, for him, it's not this. So maybe this sutta is before the Sariputta Bhante become enlightened. So the first thing he asked, for the next life, do you want to feel happiness? Is this the thing that you are practicing Dhamma? Sariputta Bhante said, right? No. Then he asked another question. Kinnuko so Sariputta yang kammang sukhavedaniya. So the karma has the happiness, or the result of this karma is happiness, or pleasurable feeling that you have, you experience pleasure. is that thing. Tang kammang dukha vedaniya. So this karma becomes suffering or painful. So is that the purpose that are you practicing Dhamma? So one by one, Sariputta, he asking from, is the spiritual life live under the Buddha? For this purpose, my deeds to be experienced as pleasant, be experienced by me as a painful. So he asked, certainly not. He said, no, it is not the purpose that I'm practicing. Then he asked another question. King Panauso, Sariputta, yang kammang dukha vedaniya. So the karma which results is in suffering, experience in suffering. So tang me kammang sukha vedaniyam hotuti. So today, what the suffering, what we are facing, or what the suffering, the karma, the result of that, or painful karma, do you want to experience this as a happiness? Do you want to convert in for the in pleasure? Is this the purpose of your practicing of Dhamma? He said, certainly not. No hidang also. It is not. So every step, what we seeing here, that the karma and the result, when we are practicing Dhamma, in that time, it is in our mind that yes, I want to feel Dhamma in that way, or I want to see the Dharma, or I want this thing to be changed. Even for monks also, some of the time we think, okay, oh, I'm having painful thing now, but if I practice Dhamma, then this will be go. So uh, small things to acquire. Someone is practicing Dhamma, but when the Koṭṭhikasutta asks from Sariputta, is it the purpose for you also? Sariputta said, no, I I do not practice Dhamma for that. Then Kingnuku also Sariputta, yang kamang paripakka vedaniyam. Paripakka vedaniyam. It means the result of it, which is completed, or the right, or the proper result it is giving now in this moment. So the every karma takes time to ripe, and then it gives result. Everything takes time to create, So there are certain couple of karmas that mention it give immediate result. Some of the karma helpful for the birth in next life. Some of the karma, they give result to the every birth what we face, and some karma, it's helpful for enlightenment. So the karma, paripakka vedaniya, so which is the karma is giving result now, today what we are facing, today what we are having this, tankamang aparipakka vedaniya hodati. So you do not want to this karma to be right this moment. So some of the time, oh, I'm practicing Dhamma, it is very painful for me. Even though I'm doing this, all the good things, but how to get rid of this suffering? My previous things is coming to me now. I do not want these things. If someone is saying like that while practicing Dhamma, so his purpose is for what? So the previous karma, what is giving result now, he do not want to face that anymore. He want to change that thing. So because of having that intention in mind, someone is practicing. But when this question asked from the Sariputta Bhante said, no, no hidanga also. It's not the purpose of my practicing of Dhamma. Then Sariputta, another question asked from the Koṭṭhikasutta Bhante asked the Sariputta Bhante, King Panao so Sariputta, Yankammang aparipakka vedaniyam. The karma which is not ripe yet, the tang me kammang paripakka vedaniyam hotati. So do you want this karma to be right? Do you want this karma to give the immediate result? So like this, now today, most of time that we visit monastery, or most of time when we think of Dhamma, what we think? Today I'm practicing Dhamma, and when I want result, today I want the result, not tomorrow. So what we feel that our karma should be filled, our karma should be completed within this short time of period. And having that purpose, oh, how can I get result in this in immediately now? So such a thought they have. I think so. I told the one of the story in the Shraddha TV. So one of the younger person was working there, and he wanted the bike. He wanted to buy the bike, but he doesn't have that money. So what he did, he thought, okay, if I give the yana, if I give the vehicle to the Bantes, then I can buy the vehicle to myself. So how he did, he bought the two sleepers and he went to the monastery. And then he offered this monastery, this sleepers for thinking of what? So I am offering now. So I want the result now also. But the karma takes time to write your intention, how it is happening. So it was the funny story, the one of the month they told us the time. And he did really did. He really offered the sleepers. So he wanted to buy the good vehicle because he has heard when you offer the vehicle to someone, then you also get that comfort. So anyhow, after a couple of years, he bought the bike, but still, so the when the someone is practicing Dhamma, when someone is practicing Buddhism, in that time, his mind is that which karma is not completed, fulfilled, or it's not ready to give result, such a karma we write in this moment. Such a karma should give result me now. In having that intention in his mind, someone practices Dhamma. But the same question asked to the Sariputta Bhante, Sariputta Bhante says, no hidang also. I do not, certainly not also. It's not my purpose to uh, unribbon karma to be right properly. And at this moment, no, it is not the purpose. Then Koṭṭhikasutta Bhante asked another question. What he asked? Kingvana also Sariputta, Yankamang Bahuvedaniya. So there are some of the karma which gives lot of feelings, lot of uh, pleasure or experience. There has in many ways it gives result. So many sensations, so many feelings that appears in our life. Tangme kamang appavedaniyang hotuti etas atthaya bhagavati brahmacharyang usati. So some of the karma give lot of result or not result, but so many feelings, so many sensations appears. So to reduce those sensations or reduce those feelings, are you practicing Dhamma to have this in your life? So he said, no, I am not for that purpose. Then he asked another question. Yankama Appavedani, so which has the very little experience. You experience in very little such a feeling. Tang me kamang bahuvedaniyang hotati. So I want the result of giving a lot of like these two things you can experience like this. Some of the time the people have this thing in that we relate ourselves also like kamang bahuvedaniyang tangte kamang appavedaniyang hotu, so which is giving a lot of result to reduce it. Like in our world, uh, we want to we are practicing meditation also and everything, but still we are living in household life or we are living. So many things you look at in surrounding of you, like you watch movies, TVs, or you go here and there, you see the billboards, shopping malls and everything. You see different people and all that sensation is with you. And whenever you sit down for meditation, what happened? Those things suddenly comes to your front of you and those interrupts you. So what happened in that time? We feel this thing should not bother me. So which is giving a lot of result. So many sensations are there, so many things are happening. Those things you want to be reduced. So something like that. You can get the idea. Something this. Then the upper come when you are practicing meditation. So in that time, this very few sensations, very small sensations are there. Sometimes that some of the thing is bothering you, but still you are liking the meditation. What you want, I want to expand. I want to feel more joy in meditation. So appavedaniyam kamma, tangme kamang bhavedaniyam hotati. So my karma, which is giving very little experience, I want to be expanded more. So the meditation time also, that, oh, I'm having these things. Now I'm concentrating. I want totalization. I want to continue it. I want that again and again. Such a thought may have occurred in our life. That is the purpose to this sensation to fulfill in bigger way that you are wanting. Sariputta, are you practicing Dhamma for that? Sariputta says no. But for us, we do that thing. We have these things in our life. Yes, I want to experience this. I want to feel the meditation for bigger and bigger way. Then another question Koṭṭhikasutta asked from Sariputta Bhante. Asked him, Kinnuko also Sariputta, Yankammang Vedaniya, Tangme Kammang Avedaniyang Hotuti. Etas Athaya Bhagavati Brahmacharyang Vusituti. Sariputta, also, the karma which gives a result, you experience something, or what I'm experiencing now, tamme kammang avedanyang hotati. You do not want to be experienced those things. Certainly, there are a whole lot of things in our life, what we are experiencing in this moment, we do not want. There are a lot of things. All the things is driven us to from the Dhamma. All the things is disturbing our life. All the things is causing a lot of problem in our life. Those all questions, those all problems, we do not want to feel anymore. So he asked from Sariputta Bhante, is it the purpose that you are practicing, that you are following the Supreme Buddha's dispensation? That is, you are following the Dhamma in his dispensation? Sariputta Bhante said, no, it's not. Certainly not. Also, it is not. Then, King Panao Sariputta, young Kammang Avedaniya, the deeds which is not be experienced. Karma is not giving result. Tang Kammang Vedaniyang, I want to feel that. I want to experience that. Like these things usually happen like this. Some of the time when you see in monastery or when you talk, when you have the Dhamma discussion, and people share their experience like this. Oh, last time when I was offering these flowers to the Buddha, it was very pleasurable thing. It's beautiful thing. I feel that everyone should experience such a thing. Some of the time you see when the people are explaining, when the Bantes or they are listening Dhamma or reading Dhamma, that time they get emotional and they share their experience like this. And when we hear that, what we feel, oh, I also want to feel that kind of happiness. So, which is avedaniya, which we are not feeling, such a feeling, such a sensations, we want to feel. Is this the purpose of practicing Dhamma? So, Sariputta Bhante replied, no also. No, not. That is not the purpose what I am practicing Dhamma for. Then, Mahakoṭthikasutta Bhante asked from Sariputta, King Panauso Sariputta, young Kammang, Dittadhamma Vedaniyam, Tangme Kammang, Samparaya Vedaniyam Hotuti. Etas Athaya Bhagavati Brahmacharyam Usatiti. So, up to this point, like Avedanyam Kammang, Vedaniyam. Then, after this, Mahakoṭthikasutta Bhante started to ask, Bhante, when I asked you that the previously, the the karma that I'm facing today, it is to be come into the future life or follows me in every life. The lives are coming. When I ask you that are you practicing Dhamma for these things? Then iti puttho samano no hidanga soti vadesi. When I ask you this, that time you said, no also, certainly not. I ask you a question and you said no. When then I ask you another question, are you practicing Dhamma? Are you practicing this? For the, yes, deeds to be experienced as a pleasant or experiencing as a painful, um, deeds as experiencing as painful or experienced as a pleasant, deeds to be experienced when ripe or experienced when unripe. So one by one, every questions the before Bante asked, he replied and he said, every time I asked you and you said, no, this is not the purpose of me. So it is not the purpose that what I am practicing Dhamma for. Lastly, he said, then if this is all the things, it is not the purpose of you, then tell me, Artha ki kimathang charahauso bhagavati brahmacharyang ussatiti. Then what is the purpose? Bhante, what is the purpose that you are practicing this Dhamma for? If it is not for these things, if these questions what we ask, it is not the purpose of your practices, then what is the purpose that you practice? Sariputta Bhante replied. Sariputta Bhante replied, Yang kvasa also anyata adittham apattam asachikatam anavisametam tassanyanaya dassanaya pattiya sachikiriyaya abhisamaya bhagavati brahmacharyang usaditi. What the Sariputta Bhante said, he said that spiritual life is lived under the Buddha to know is to see, attain, realized, and comprehend what which is unknown, unseen, unattained, unrealized, and uncomprehended. So, in this life, what we haven't learned yet, what we haven't seen yet, what we haven't realized yet, such a thing to be realized. So, what is it there? Sariputta Bhante replied, there is the Buddha explained what is which is not heard of yet, which is not realized yet, which is not seen yet. And what is that? That is idang dukkhantika also. Suffering is the one thing that we haven't heard in this life. What the Buddha mentioned, suffering, that suffering is not mentioned anywhere else. That suffering is not mentioned anywhere else. Like in the world, simply, what the suffering the people think of. People think of suffering is like this. Oh, suffering is this. What one? When the families are fighting it, each other, that is suffering. When someone is not getting the what it called their life, when they are not getting their life success, in that time, when they are not having the certain things that what they needed or what they want, that is suffering. When they are not having child, then that is suffering. In this world is that, but in the Buddha's dispensation, what the suffering has mentioned, it is universal one. Universal one. That suffering has not been heard by anyone else before. That suffering, what the Buddha mentioned, it is not seen, it is not experienced, it is not comprehended with us. So such a thing to be experienced, such a thing to be seen, such a things to be realized, understand, that is the purpose of my Dhamma. That is the purpose. Then automatically other things will follow. So what we should do to do what why should we practice this Dharma? To realize the suffering. How can you realize the suffering? You have to contemplate on it. You have to practice meditation. Oh, I am practicing meditation for four noble truths. So idam dukkha. So whenever you sit down for meditation, what you should think? You should think of like this. In the dispensation of Dhamma, Buddha has mentioned this is suffering. What is suffering? The birth is suffering. I am born in this world and I am going to born in future lives also. This birth, what I took today, it is painful. This is giving all the result. The karma, what I am creating, this is painful. And this birth is not going to stop. It is going to come again and again and in different forms. Today I am a human being. Tomorrow I may be any animal world. Tomorrow I may go into some different destinations. There is a suffering I can see. So the birth is suffering and I am in this suffering in this moment now. That is the birth is suffering. Aging is suffering. Buddha has mentioned aging is suffering. I clearly see the result of that. These things we have to investigate, these things we have to see in ourselves. We have to think, contemplate on this like this. When I was young, when I was a child, I run very fast. Nothing was there that I cannot do. But as I am growing little slowly older, then there are a lot of things I am unable to. I am incapable to do anymore. I cannot run fast as I was young. So aging, those are the symptoms of aging. You know, my hairs are getting gray. You know, the wrinkles are happening. Everything. What the food I enjoyed earlier, I'm unable to enjoy it anymore. This is suffering. So what is this? Aging is the one. I am in this life is a part of aging. I haven't escaped from it. So contemplating on this, what will give you? The holding with this life, the what is uh, desire for this life is there, slowly will be eradicated. Slowly will be get rid of. We have to contemplate. This is the beautiful meditation we can do. What? That I am in part of this suffering. What is? Then aging, sickness, death. Death is something that we cry when we are dying. Others also cry when we are dying. So it is suffering, painful, and it not happen only once. Always it is a part of this, not freed from that. Then apiye sampayogo dukkha. In our life, we always find the people that we do not like to associate, but it becomes the part. They are part of our life. What we can do. And it always comes with us because we have collected the karma equally. Similar resulting karma that we are created and that we are facing result of that too. That is suffering. Then piyehi vipayogo dukkha, the beloved people depart from us. They go far from us. They pass away. Or simply, our daughter, when they get married, they go away from us. How we feel? We feel sorrow. Earlier time, every day, what person we are looking at, it's not there anymore. Time to time, the conversation also changes after marriage. Such a thing. Someone passed away. Those things, oh, I'm never going to talk with this person anymore. Those are all part of suffering. Then, yampichang nalabati tampi dukkha. I do not want to born anymore. But the birth is a part of. I am not escaped from. I do not want to get aged, but aging is there. I do not want to get sick, but sickness is there. I do not want to die, but I am going to. It is not in my hand. It is not up to us. Why? Because we are not crossed yet. We are not gone beyond that. That is the suffering the Buddha explained. In short, all the five aggregates of clinging is suffering. Rupa upadanaka, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhar, Vinyan. These five aggregates of clinging is part. And every second that we are creating this, every second that we are creating, this suffering is not been heard. Anyata, no one knows about it before. Unrealized, Aditthang, not seen. Apattam, no one has established yet. Asachikata, unrealized. Anavisameta, no one has comprehended yet. Uncomprehended. Such a thing to see. This is the suffering. This is the noble truth that we have to realize. Sariputta Bhante says, I am practicing this Dhamma. I am practicing Supreme Buddha's dispensation. Yassa jnanaya dasanaya pattiya sachikiriyaya avisamaya bhagavati brahmacharyans. So he says, I am practicing idang dukkhantikasutta also. This is the suffering. This is anyata. For to realize that, tassa jnanaya dasanaya pattiya sachikiriyaya. To realize that, to understand that, I am practicing this Dhamma for this purpose. Then Sariputta Bhante says again, Yang dukkha samudayoti khvasa also. Dukkha samudaya, the origin of suffering. All the suffering what is created, what is the reason behind it? How this is creating together? That is to understand that. Because suffering does not appear automatically. The karma does not give result without a cause. We have created something, then it is. The seed, if we don't plant it, then there is no tree. So, dukkha samudayoti khvasa also. For that, I am practicing this Dhamma. Ayam dukkha nirodhoti. If the cessation is happening, if this karma is getting created, then it can be eradicated also. It can be finished also. So, cessation, suffering, origin of suffering, and then cessation of suffering. What is the cessation of suffering? So, yayang tanna pono bhavika nandi raga sahagata tatra tatra binandini. All the desire, Trishna is there. Yayang tanha pono bhavika. The desire of Trishna, which comes again and again, pono bhavika, which creates the bhava. Nandi raga sahagata, and that had the pleasure, the desire behind it. Tatra tatra nandini. And what it is, tanha do? Wherever we born, there it gives happiness. There it gives pleasure. There we want more. Like, simply we should understand like this. As if you being a person, someone born as an animal world. What happened to them? You may have seen the swine, how they live their life. Wherever, whatever they comes, they eat. In the mud, pile of mud, they sleep. They live dirty life. But how they do? They enjoyed in that. They are frightened, that is different part. But they enjoy to eat, sleep in this dirt. They enjoy to doing all these things. serpents, there is also enjoyment in their life. All the animals have these things. There are different suffering, but still in that life, protection of their own life, this is that is the enjoyment what we see. As we born in human world, we also do the thing. What? The good things what we enjoy in our life, those are all things because of here we born, we enjoy this. When we are in animal world, we enjoy their things also. So wherever tatra tatra abhinandini, wherever it takes, wherever this Krishna takes us, there we feel happiness. So the origin of suffering is that kamatanna, bhavatanna, vibhavatanna. Krishna, the sensual desire, is there. Then, so yeah, this suffering to be get rid of, that is called cessation of suffering. I do not want this tanna anymore. Having that thought. So that is unseen, unheard. Before the Buddha come to this world, people have a different ideas about suffering. And they do not know how to get rid of these things. If you see the history, if you see the in Buddha's time of period, how the people were thinking, some were saying, oh, no one can escape from this suffering. They have to live 84,000 different lifespans and automatically the life will finish. No one can stop that in between. Everyone has to go through this. Every life they have experienced. Then some were saying, oh, there is no karma. There is nothing is that. This is the permanent part. This is the soul. This is the permanent thing. Nothing is changed. It is depend on up to someone else. Such a things were in that time. These things, dukkha, dukkha samudaya, dukkha nirodha, it is explained, proclaimed by Supreme Buddha. That is the unseen in that time. Sariputta Bhante says, this is the precious things I want to experience. I want to see. I want to understand. I want to comprehend. That for these things I'm practicing Dhamma. And the last Sariputta Bhante says, Ayang dukkha nirodha gamini patipadati kwasa auso anyatang aditthang appattang asachikatang anabhisametang. Sariputta Bhante says, this is the dukkha nirodha gamini patipada. This is the path of cessation, noble eightfold path, which is unheard before, which is unattained, unseen, unexplained, unrealized, uncomprehended, to be seen, attained, experienced, comprehend. For this purpose, to experience this, and to realize these things, I am practicing Dhamma. And what is the Noble Eightfold Path? Right view, Sammaditthi, Lokik, and Lokottar. Lokik, it means worldly Sammaditthi. Lokottar, it means noble right view. Worldly right view, we learned last week. Noble right view is to realize Four Noble Truths. That is the true purpose. What is Sariputta Bhante saying? I am practicing this Dhamma for what purpose? To experience these Four Noble Truths. That is also Sammaditthi. Then Sariputta, in the Eightfold Path, Sammaditthi, Samma Sankappa, right determination. Samma Vacha, right speech. Samma Kammantra, right actions. Samma Vayam, right effort. Samma Sati, right mindfulness. Samma Samadhi. Samma Samadhi, it means right concentration. Samma, Samma, that is the thing. It's the Noble Eightfold Path to realize, to understand. For that, to understand these things, this entire brahmacharya, this entire Supreme Buddha's path is explained to realize these Four Noble Truths. So Sariputta Pandit says that is the purpose, that I am practicing this Dhamma to experience, realize this. As a devotee, as a practitioner of Supreme Buddha's Dhamma, what should be our purpose? Our purpose is also the same. Our purpose also should be same, that we also want to realize the Four Noble Truths. But once you want these things, automatically other things starts to come. Automatically other things come to your life. All the good karma started to give result. All the things what you desired, it's also come. So Sariputta Pandit replies in this way, and that is the sutta. So our purpose of our life, our purpose of the practicing of this Dhamma, it should be the one that I want to realize the noble truths. If we have other ideas in our life, that okay, I want something else, then we should think of, no, it is not the thing, it is not the pure identity, it's not the pure to practice this Dhamma. I should practice Dhamma for this purpose. And automatically in between it midway, this all the things what you needed or wanted, it will come to you. Okay, so remember, investigate this thing. Read this sutta a couple of times. In this sutta, all the purpose, different thing has been mentioned there. Different things, like what is the purpose? So investigate in yourself. Is this why that I am practicing these things? Think of this. Investigate in yourself, and then find out which purpose that it is in your mind to be practiced. And if it is not the noble truth, then bring your mind to this purpose, and automatically you will follow the path. It will give beautiful result to you. So that's all. I hope that you understand this sutta. Read it a couple of times, and if you have any questions, you can ask me. May this sutta be helpful for all of you to gain the proper understanding of Dhamma. You may have you may understand and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu. Read this sutta again a couple of times. It's beautiful answers the Sariputta Bhante gave. And while I was reading this, I also experienced that, yes, in this sutta, some of the time when we are practicing Dhamma, other stuff like these questions, we also want those things. But it's not the proper thing that Sariputta Bhante says that we should have. Sariputta Bhante, as a noble one, has only one purpose in their life, to realize the noble truths. So we also should try or train ourselves to have that only one, best one purpose of Dhamma in our life. Think of as a Four Noble Truths as a meditation. I will see in our monastery if there is a noble meditation of Four Noble Truths, and we can share that, and we can do one day of that also.